Hey folks, I'm Kevin, back again with another crypto news roundup brought to you by EXMO Exchange. In this week's episode, I have a lot of very unique and unexpected news for you, such as Bitcoin just getting flippened, and it's not by what you think. So if you want to hear more about that and just get caught up to speed from the latest and greatest, then you know what to do. Sit back, relax, and just keep on watching. Okay, so the first piece of news I want to cover is how institutional adoption has not dropped or waned at all by COVID-19, right? Whereas other markets and assets have shown weakness, digital assets, crypto coins, Bitcoin, they have been stronger than ever. And this is truly fascinating and interesting because a lot of companies, layoffs, everything got hit, right, when COVID-19 kind of swept the world in this pandemic. And even the financial sector has suffered quite a bit. But the crypto world was affected by that one big drop event, of course, but adoption has been coming steadily ever since. And in this article, when they talk about crypto investors, there's two types you need to know, right? The retail type, like you and I, everyday people looking to just purchase coins for hodling or for speculation and short-term trades or to use as payment vehicles, right? And then you have your institutional investors, those really high net worth, like millionaires, billionaires, and other companies looking to invest, like hedge funds or endowments of universities and so forth. And we have always been talking about institutional demand for many years now, but now they're really starting to heat up. Just taking a look at these articles, Pantera Capital was able to raise a massive venture fund number 3, and that's roughly 164 million to date. And they raised 68 million of that in over the past year. These guys, especially raised from institutional investors, bring its primary target market. And so that's very promising to see that they're able to raise such a large amount to further divvy out into other crypto bets around the ecosystem. Grayscale Investments, also known for creating GBTC, has also done phenomenally well. It had significant gains last year and even better numbers in 2020. So their total assets under management has risen to 5.1 billion, with 1 billion in new assets under management in less than 2 weeks. They've doubled assets in multiple trusts like Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, a lot of the major ones, right? People have been considering these types of investments more and more in the institutional space. Like small and medium businesses start to change their reserve asset from like US dollars or Canadian dollars, for example. In this article, Tahini's, a restaurant based in Canada, started moving their asset reserve to Bitcoin instead of holding their fiat currencies, just because they were very worried that the governments around the world, the central banks, were printing so much money to pump into the economy. And so this is great news that adoption is higher than ever in the institutional space. We've been waiting a long time for that, and it's finally here, right? Number 2, this is what I was talking about, the Bitcoin being flipping. Tether tops PayPal and Bitcoin for average daily transfer value in August. That is crazy, right? Tether, which we all thought was kind of shady and had stuff going on, and was a matter of time before it failed, is alive and kicking more than it ever has before. And you see in this chart right here in Coin Metrics, this bottom red line is Tether, and its transfer value exceeded Bitcoin's, which is in purple, for the first time ever in August of this year. That's crazy, even more than PayPal too. It did 3.55 billion in daily transfer value, whereas PayPal only did 2.94 billion. So is 2020 the year of Tether, like their CEO said? The road to $20 billion in total supply and beyond? Perhaps, especially if another Bitcoin and crypto bull run starts to picking up steam late this year and early next year. Totally could happen. So that's very interesting. And a lot of USDT these days are not only on Omni layer, but also on ERC20. And that has caused a lot of gas fees rising, making it harder to use. And they've perhaps explored moving to other layers like Omise Go Network or EOS or Tron-based Tether. Number 3 is a very interesting fact, and that's 95% of crypto futures volumes comes from Asia. I did not expect that to be that lopsided, right? Because you would think that people in the West would also be participating in this. But this is from a new report by Switzerland-based Blockchain Valley Ventures, or BVV. First of all, Huobi, Binance, and OKX have surpassed BitMEX as the leading exchanges in spots and derivative markets. And so they have, in the first half of this year, total volume of derivatives have increased to $2.16 trillion. That is crazy amount. And the spot value actually decreased in the same time span. Spot is where you just like buy the underlying assets on exchanges, and derivatives where it's like you buying contracts like futures, things like that based on the underlying, but you're not actually holding or buying Bitcoin per se. And just a side note from BVV, they said that since there's so many derivatives products out there, we'll likely see some mergers and acquisitions in that space, maybe getting gobbled up by the biggest exchanges like Coinbase, Bitstamp, Huobi, Binance, and so forth. So that's super interesting to follow. Next up, DeFi is the hottest part of the whole crypto space right now. Total crypto locked has topped $8 billion. You have so many different yield farming tokens, governance tokens rising up, huge pumps, and maybe probably dumps as well coming soon. But that has led total crypto locked to be massive amounts, right? The amount has doubled since the end of July. So that's very recent. Now, AAVE or Aave, or however you pronounce that, has taken the lead over Maker due to its explosive growth. The total hit around $7 to $8 billion locked in those DeFi smart contracts. And the Lend token has soared like 20,000%, which is crazy. Do y'all have any of that? If you got in, then congratulations. That's insane. So DeFi is really hot right now, and very exciting to see what comes in that space in terms of maturity and innovation and infrastructure. Last but not least, with all of that excitement in the space, with increased Tether usage, with the increased DeFi usage, Ethereum gas has exploded in fees and overall price and usage, right? And miners have made bank while doing so. 500,000 just 1 hour in their profits. So that's a crazy amount, and that's to be expected with so much usage. And that has left retail and normal users like you and I having a hard time sending cheaper Ethereum transactions because of that, right? And so people like Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, says that he thinks gas fees are too high and that people should use new tech for payments like ZK Sync, Loopring, and Omise Go network that are already available but just not widely integrated and adopted yet. So try that out maybe if you're trying to use Ethereum extensively. So yeah, another side problem here is that it makes Ethereum blockchain bloat much faster than usual. It's already pretty bloated, to be honest, but now it's growing at a rate of 260 megabytes per day. And that's even faster than the rate that Bitcoin's current blockchain is growing, which is just insane. Is it sustainable for Ethereum? When is 2.0 coming out? We actually covered that in a previous news roundup. So if you want to catch more of this news, get caught up to speed easily every couple of weeks, you know what to do. Give this video a like, subscribe down below. We'll see you next time, and peace out.